All right, everybody, you are now unmuted. Welcome everyone to the stream. So happy to have you all. We are back here for another exciting day of D&D adventures in Eberron, Ashes of the Last War, where I am the person privileged to be the DM to this wonderful group of people. And yes, I am in fact Boobsidia, new Boobsidia, who dis. Um, Thank you for coming by, everyone. Thank you for the raid, Alistair. Greatly appreciated. Thank you all for resubbing. I'm so happy to have all of your love and support for this channel. Now, it has been a week. I think we've got our classic round of introductions we're going to do, followed by a brief synopsis of what happened last session, and then we're going to hop right into the trauma. So I think we'll start off with our most scaredy of cats. Hello, Paige.
Yeah, it's me. Hello, everyone. I play Paige, the cat wizard here at Ashes of the Last War. But when I'm not playing a cat girl, I am Yulia, the princess elf knight thing. Yeah, that thing. That's what I am. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Royal Knight VT, doing a lot of RPGs, playing a lot of Skyrim, and we're having a karaoke stream on Friday. So that'll be a lot of fun. Thank you so much.
You love to see it. You know, you've become a cat so long, you're beginning to lose your elf
I,
identity.
I know, I'm forgetting who I am.
You went in too deep. You went in too
No!
deep. Um,
What are elves but humanoid cats?
I like that Shifter has been basically entirely replaced with just calling you guys cats. You're not a cat shifter. You're just a cat.
Just a
Um,
cat, yeah. You
speaking
gave
of
us
how,
that opportunity.
speaking of how everybody wants to be a cat, let's hop on over to Says.
Hi, my name is Sif. Sometimes cat girl, usually living suit of armor and knight. I stream on Twitch. I do art. I play games. I'm gonna be in a dating sim eventually when that gets finished. That's fun. Uh, I love you. That's my go-to finish. Take it away,
I love
Obs.
you.
Love ya. Anyways, I'm gonna go punch a kid now. Watch.
Yes, this will be the session of punching children. Thank you, Sif. Always happy to have you here. And you say that you're mostly a living suit of armor, but you're also a living suit of armor cat. Um,
Take the
Can
cat
never
off of me,
escape
please.
it.
also, dating sim. Are we gonna do the Smash Sif simulator?
I wanted it to end in a platonic ending, but so many people have pulled up and said you have to request that you get a romantic ending. We will not take anything. We will not take no for an answer. We want the Sif boyfriend experience. I'm gonna put the name of the dating
The
sim in chat. But,
BFE.
go ahead.
Thank you, Sif. And now we come to the center of attention of the beginning of tonight's session. None other than Kliff slash nobody slash pain.
Hi, I'm Litro. I'm currently playing Kliff's Knight. I got hit by a semi-truck last week, and I miss renting PS2 games from my local Blockbuster. If you like old retro games, feel free to come over to my channel and watch me play them whenever I have time.
I'm glad you slid in that Blockbuster reference. Because we were talking about that beforehand. Also, the Nightbot things work again, so you can type in exclamation point players, and it'll give you the Twitch links to all of our wonderful people here. You can also do exclamation point D&D to go to our YouTube channel where I post up the VODs of every session we do. And exclamation point D&D music, which has the YouTube playlist of the music I use for the stream. Thank you so much, Litro. Enjoy those retro fun with Litro time. Be sure to check out. He's also the wonderful DM of several games for Fridays and Sundays, which involve just about everybody here in one shape or another. So definitely go check them out. And then finally, last but certainly not least, our resident horny gal, we have Jubilee.
Howdy, y'all. What an intro. I am Maribelle. I am currently a Hobbit VTuber, although I'm going through some rebranding arcs as we speak, so I'm not streaming too terribly much amidst all of these changes. However, when I do stream, we do comfy cozy things, such as reading books, we write, we craft, we play cozy games. It's all just about the chill vibes. But in the meantime, you can also find me not just here for Ashes of the Last War, but I'm also on Litro's channel for Mistwalkers and Comet Tales for more D&D goodness. So yeah.
Thank you, Jubilee. Definitely go check the Jubilee. Mari. I'm two in the zone.
I
I'm two in the zone.
Jubilee.
Yes, thank you, Mari. We're very excited for the rebrand. It is so much raw gender power.
Thank you. I'm quite proud of it so far.
Yeah. Mara's gonna roll up in here and sweep all of us off our feet. But yeah, thank you. Definitely go check them out when they decide to start streaming again. But yes, thank you everybody for doing your intros previously on Eberron, Ashes of the Last War. We found ourselves involved in a bit of a come down after the very much fighting for their lives previously aboard the lightning rail train against the Fey Hunters. The party actually kind of settled down into a bit of a slice of life experience as they tried to each in turn unwind and move on after what had happened previously. It started with your girl Cess going off and exploring her coach's teachings by finding a dwarven smithy in which to experiment with creating their very own equipment. They are not just a pretty smashy face. They are also an artisan of their own right. And so practicing ancient dwarven traditions, much to the surprise of the dwarven proprietor, Cess was able to craft herself... I've got something in my throat. Cess was able to craft herself a new set of punching weapons, as well as a crossbow, which she bestowed upon her sister, teaching her what it is like to get shot with paper bolts, before then teaching her how to disarm her opponent, and then use the crossbow against that opponent, and basically saying, here's a little gift of self-protection from me to you going forward. This was then followed by the girls' day out, as Paige and Jubilee went out together to get some bonding time at a cafe, talking about boats and romance. They enjoyed chocolate-filled croissants and tea and coffee as they discussed the various relationship statuses amongst the party, as well as some of their plans for the future, just becoming a bit closer and, most importantly, acknowledging that they're both friends. They're not just co-workers. This was followed by our very own Kliff/Paint/Nobody, who stayed behind the house trying to continue to ward off sleep because they're afraid that the moment they... Oh, I also forgot one other thing. I'll say that after I do this. They were afraid that the moment that they would fall asleep, they would suffer the consequences of their undead patron's ire, who has become exceptionally clingy and very much disliking all of their attempts to try and create their own identity. So as they were trying to make sure they don't fall asleep, they engaged in art time with the goblin maid Lily, as well as the party's artificer companion Sylvana that they had recruited previously. This led to each of them creating their own art pieces. Lily drew an angry cat as a depiction of Cess. Sylvana drew a Vitruvian man anatomical depiction of Paige, and was then told that, maybe she should put clothes on her, and she gave it a pair of pants. And Kliff drew a, of course, wonderful picture of Jubilee. As they engaged in this experience, Sylvana was very embarrassed by it. The party returned, and they showed off their art to everybody. Cess was ecstatic at receiving this incredibly accurate frowny face depiction of a cat, while there was an incredible amount of awkward exchanges between Paige and Sylvana over the artwork, which culminated in the quintessential synopsis of the conversation by Paige, which was, I love when I'm naked. Sylvana also gave small gifts to each member of the party as thanks for allowing her to continue to stay with them, including some scented electric candles for Kliff, a detangling comb for Jubilee, some magical icy hot for Cess, and then a 3D picture of the elf and dwarf protagonists of a romance novel that her and Paige have read, smooching as her gift to Paige. In addition, I forgot to mention this, to trying to figure out how to separate Paint/Nobody/Kliff from the spirit Kliff. They decided that perhaps an exorcism would be in order, and where else should they start? But by talking to everybody's favorite crotchety priestess of the Silver Flame, Flame Bearer Ray Ninyen. And so Cess went to her chapel, gave the spiel, much to Ray's chagrin at being told that this was the situation and that Kliff was always insufferable, but now was insufferable and dealing with nefarious entities in their body. She did agree to help in whatever way she can, even if she is, of course, crotchety about it, as that is ultimately the only way she knows how to act. After all this was done, the party decided to set up watch around Kliff to help in case something went wrong, if Kliff were to fall asleep. And so it started off with Sylvana and Paige chatting about magic and artifice and school, and Sylvana showing Paige some intro to artifice tricks, making a little like light candle thing, and talked about how she'd be interested in learning more about chronothergy one day. She then fell asleep after using some of her arcana, and as leading up to this falling asleep incident, Jubilee decided that this was a desperate situation and perhaps she needed to do everything she could to prepare herself for any eventualities with Kliff. And so she decided to bond herself to the Fey Sword Heel, which was looted off of the Houndmaster that they slew aboard the Lightning Rail. And once she was attuned to it, she began to experience feelings of absolute confidence, euphoria, sharpened senses, and an overall predatory instinct, which was both surprising but also a bit intoxicating. And when she was asleep, she got to experience a wonderful dream of her leading her pack of Cess, Paige, and Kliff, each of them collared and chained to her, pursuing some kind of fey predatory cat in its own right, hunting it down and then tearing into it and devouring its heart. She woke up to this, and as the adrenaline began to abate, her and Paige looked over and decided that maybe they could still stay awake for the next round a bit more. And our dear Kliff began to fall asleep, much to his own dislike. He got to experience a very angry spirit speaking back to him, becoming almost more deranged in its mantras involving our dear little changeling. And it eventually got to the point that it started tearing into his flesh and remaking him to constantly look like Kliff, as opposed to any of his other forms, and carved a unicorn, or I think it was actually a bicorn, into Kliff's chest as a symbol that Kliff was always going to belong to the spirit. And the party then got to see this happening in real time as Kliff's body began to twist and shape in front of them, and they tried to help, experienced some energy backlash from that, as then Kliff was tossed down a mental well where they belong, according to the spirit. And then the party rushed the body back over to the Church of the Silver Flame, where they met up with a just awoken Priestess Ray. And I believe that's where we will be picking up for the night. All right. So, you guys are at the Church of the Silver Flame. Ray informed you that you should put down the body in front of her, and she needed to commune with the flame, and here we are. So Ray is sitting in lotus in front of Kliff, and she goes, "All right, I wasn't able to do all of the research I would potentially need for this. I didn't think this was going to be happening so soon, but I think at this time all I can really do is try and commune with the flame and hope that it guides me to some kind of remedy for him."
I'm just glad that you're willing to help us. Thank you.
She'll grunt and be like, "I'll do what I can, but I make no promises. I've never involved myself in something like this before."
Will this hurt him at all?
She'll look Jubilee in the eyes and say, There is little doubt in my mind that this will be a painless process. We are trying to break a possession pact between some kind of entity and this child's very soul.
Thought so. Well, I don't know what all this is going to entail, but if you need us to do anything, we'll do it.
Things may become contentious as he struggles with the spirit. I just want you all to be prepared for any eventualities with that. I'm going to try and do everything I can to help him.
Thank you.
And with that, she closes her eyes and begins chanting in Celestial. And you see her start to glow as her robes and skin begin to say, catch fire has such negative connotations, but when you have a flame oriented religion, it's much more appropriate, as just faint silvery blue flames begin to basically spread over her skin and clothes, not like burning her in any way, but they begin to cover her. And you see Kliff begin to writhe extra hard as his body begins to spasm in front of you. Kliff, or should I say nobody? Nobody. You find yourself in pitch blackness. You feel rocks digging into your skin, poking against you. You feel just incredible claustrophobic dampness all around you. And that is your entire world right now. What do you do?
I try and spread open and look around and try and find any way out.
Okay. You feel the stones around you. They seem to be extra grating as you put your fingers against them. The stone's very texture seems to scrape against your skin, kind of just tearing open small gashes against your fingertips. As you feel just a slimy razored edges pressing into you. And you faintly hear, "This is where you belong. This is where you belong." Just over and over in your, like echoing throughout the wherever you are.
No. I got out. I am not staying here. So I continue to try and climb out.
Okay. Um. Okay. As you try and climb out, we will pass over to the party themselves. So it's the three of you plus Sylvana, who is tagged along for this, looking at Ray burning and Kliff spasming, and he's also getting I would say it's like a pink pulse below his skin. What do you guys do?
Tez takes out these wicked-looking gauntlets from her bag, a brand new set to the rest of you, the thing she's been working on for the past week or so in that workshop. And as she puts them on and clenches, two massive blades pop out of each gauntlet and then slide back in when she releases her fists. And she just sort of fine-tunes that while waiting to see what happens with Kliff.
Sess, what exactly do you think this exorcism is going to entail?
Well, between you and me, professionally speaking, of course, I've never had to deal with an exorcism before, but, listen, I'm not good at many things, but I'm really good at hurting stuff. So if I need to hurt something, I want to be ready for it. Okay?
Do you think it'll come to that?
Well, every time Coach told me he beat something, it was with his fists. Not with his words, not with any fancy magic. That's the only way I know to deal with it. I'm hoping it doesn't have to come to that. I really don't want to have to hit a kid, but... I mean, you brought that fancy sword with you. Don't act like some part of you wasn't expecting something to happen, yeah?
You're right. I don't know what to expect. I don't want to hurt him. Or Kliff, for that matter.
Alright, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt and see if he'll go peacefully, but I points at Kliff, who is like vibing to the beat of a song or something as he's like flipping out during his exorcism. I don't think he's gonna leave peacefully, and I don't think he likes us either. We definitely helped encourage Paint to stand up for himself, and I don't think this spirit likes that.
Are we
Yeah.
prepared for what if the spirit won't let go and something happens?
I guess we'll deal with it as it comes.
Right. I believe in him. I think it's gonna be okay. He's really strong.
Don't worry, we're all here to make him let go, alright? So don't get to worrying about what'll happen if he doesn't, because we'll make sure he does.
All right, I'll hope for the best. Nobody. So, as you continue to try and find your edges, you keep getting that feeling of pain, but you think that you can kind of start. If you really kind of spread your arms and spread your legs, you feel like you could start moving up that well. It's gonna hurt. It's very, very much gonna hurt, but you think you can start moving up it.
I'm gonna start.
Okay.
I need to get myself out of this hole, otherwise no one else will help me. So I gotta do it.
All right. You have a couple instances where you get just a little bit up and then you get the real awful feeling of sliding back down across these very intentionally wicked textures. And But you seem to be pretty determined about it, and so you keep going. But as you're moving up, it gets a little bit harder each time. The more your body begins to break from under you. But you find yourself no longer at the bottom, arms shaking, feet torn as you're spread throughout this well.
I am done being at the bottom. This well of despair. I did not die down here.
And with this affirmation of continual fortitude, you get up just a little bit farther, or you feel the stones begin to tear into you, and you start to slip once more, and you see a brilliant light above you coming closer. And just as you begin to drop, and you can't see anything except for the brightness in front of you, you see a hand come out of the light and grab you. You're no longer falling. You find yourself suspended. And as your eyes begin to adjust to this newfound light in your world once more, you look up and you see your hand is being held by a green-skinned woman wearing archery gloves. As she looks down at you, and with a frowning face, she goes, I almost couldn't find you, child. You're not alone.
You'll help me get out of here, right?
I will do everything I can to get you out of here.
Thank you. Doing everything I can get out of here.
And as she pulls you up, she actually kind of pulls you close to grab you, like in an embrace. And you notice that Ray looks very different here than she does normally. You notice that instead of her silver flame robes, she's wearing a Thranic Templar's uniform. And her legs are no longer metal, but just normal legs wearing high boots. And she has both of her arms, and her face is no longer mangled and burned. And she looks younger and less scarred, but you still see in her eyes that kind of fierce and bit judgmental dedication looking back at you.
I never thought I'd be happy to see those judging eyes.
I have come a very long way through much darkness to find you, child. But
May your light help guide us out together.
the flame will always light your way. And you see the well begin to melt around you. Because now you can see the walls of it. And you just feel warmth coming off of her as the whole environment begins to melt. And you find yourself in a kind of twisted mockery of a chapel, except parts of it are fading off into a void-like abyss. And you are, in fact, nobody right now. You're not Kliff, you're not Paint. You are nobody. And there is Ray standing next to you as you look around at this darkened chapel, the only light being that which coming from her. And as you look around, you then see a tall figure come out of the shadows. And it appears to be probably about 10 feet tall, gangly, made of calcified bone and sinew. It has a featureless face except for 2 glowing pink eyes. And it has a shadow, which is a very small, almost childlike shadow of pink energy. And it looks down at you, nobody. You aren't where you belong.
Neither are you.
You can't stop me. You're mine. You're ours.
I'm my own. And you need to go to timeout.
We will take everything from you. We will have the life you are trying to deny us.
I never denied you any life. I gave you extra. You just got greedy.
And everybody in the chapel, you guys see Kliff's body fly up into the air and begins to twist and bulge with the pink energy as it begins to warp in front of your eyes, as limbs begin to extend and eyes and bony protrusion and mouths begin to burst out of it. Very much like you've seen his form of dread before, except this is to a titanic proportion. And
What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
Oh, I don't think he's going easy.
I'm
You
looking
wanna-
at Ray for instructions.
drag yourself onto the battle map.
Oh, he's over
Oh,
there. God
hey,
bless.
yo,
At least
let's-
I'll have Ray.
We can go.
Oh man.
And then I have to drag out something here. Sorry. One moment.
Am I wide? Where am I?
It's boss fight time, chat. Are you guys ready? Boss fight time.
Okay, so I'm going to jump us over and reveal something, and then you can put yourself down, nobody.
Okay.
So Ray is currently incapacitated in the chapel. So we're gonna go over to.
Don't know why I always have trouble putting my token down.
All right,
That's-
so you
it's-
guys
it's-
see that
it's
it
been
is
how
all.
many sessions? Come on, you can do it.
So as you guys are putting yourselves down, we will go over here and I will reveal. There. But wait, there's more.
Oh, the mindscape.
Let's. Oh man,
Oh,
that is
man.
so cool.
Does your DM give you a mindscape to RP in? Bang it up.
So you can put yourself down next to Ray. Nobody.
This is the my current sheet, right?
Yes, your current sheet.
Okay.
All right. And now I'm gonna play something, and I need chat to let me know how loud it is, because I haven't played this before. All right, everybody. So the music is playing. It should be in loop. Okay, so it should be on loop. Here we go. So we start off with as we have entered the mindscape, and there is now a giant physical manifestation of Kliff in the chapel, full of, if you haven't seen his monstrous form before, he's got eyes and mouths and claws coming out of basically everywhere with that pink mop of hair, except all of his eyes are these bright pink eyes. And dripping saliva and some kind of pink fluid onto the ground in the middle of the church. And then in the mindscape, you see this crumbling oblivion where this enormous skeletal creature is standing, pulsing with its own pink energy. And for some reason, Ray rolled really well on initiative. So she will go first. And she puts one hand on your shoulder, nobody, and she says, I will be with you every step of the way. I will not let you fall here, child. And her hands light up as silver flames appeared into a large longbow that appears in her hands. And she's gonna try and shoot this guy. Okay. So here we go. First off, Le Pew. That's missed. Oh man. First of all, she didn't have 2 attacks. I really fucked up. Yeah, so you see that with the power of Kliff within inside of your own mind right now, her arrows of energy just seem to dissipate when they connect to his form. And she grits her teeth and says a prayer in Celestial. I'm sorry I can't do more. And we pass it over to our very own ya boy, Nobody.
The bells are ringing, child. Can't you hear them? It is time to depart, as I cast Toll the Dead.
Okay. Would you please do what that does?
They need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yep. Alrighty. That was the wrong button. That was intelligence. So just lower that by 1. So that is a 15.
They succeed.
No half.
Nope, that is a cantrip.
Okay. So yeah, as the bells begin to toll, the creature extends out 4 arms in front of you. And he goes, "This is my land. You have no power here."
And as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Hex on them.
Okay.
I don't know why it rolled.
I think that's for just what is the damage example
Okay.
roll. So
just ignore that damage roll. That's just me saying that I cast it.
okay. All right. So
No.
how do you have your hex manifest on it?
As I'm taking more and more control over myself, you can see that my mindscape is slowly starting to break away from its control as the very environment starts to actually like trying to hold onto them.
Okay. So like tendrils of probably like blue energy for paint extend out.
Yes.
Okay. And start lashing around the creature. Okay, Jubilee. You see a 10-foot-tall, hulking abomination of tentacles and hatred in front of you.
I really hoped it wouldn't have come to this. But first things first, she is going to cast Armor of Agathis on herself, 2nd level.
Okay.
So it's going to give me 10 temp HP and so I'm going to, let's see here. Okay. I am going to get straight up in his business.
Okay.
And I'm gonna hold off on surging right now, but I'm going to assume a defensive stance, and that's going to be my turn for now, and just wait for the inevitable hit.
Okay. So now that you are ready for combat, sword out, you guys see Jubilee begins getting covered in just plates of ice. And as she looks at this creature with the level of disdain that she seemingly has, you notice that her eyes change colors. One of them is a blue cat's eye and the other one is a green cat's eye. which you remember very distinctly as what the Fey Hunters looked like. And you hear the sound of jangling chains as she charges forward into this creature. Shadow Kliff. Shadow Kliff will extend out his hand and seemingly trying to just kind of dash the tendrils away from him. Hex is just buffs for you. It's not debuffs for him, right? It's been a while since I've seen Hex.
Hex lets me do an extra point of damage, and I get to choose a ability score he has disadvantage on for his ability checks, but that never usually comes into play. But I'll say it anyway.
Okay.
Charisma.
Okay. So you are still getting the effects of your Cloak of Displacement, just not the light aspect of it here. And so he will try and first blast you with disadvantage. So an 11 presumably does not hit you.
It does not.
Okay. He will try throwing a second bolt of energy. It's a disadvantage, so that is an 8. You are very happy to have that cloak.
Thank the silver hand. Or silver phone.
Yeah, so you see just bolts of like pink energy start going at you, but your form is just also getting wreathed in, that silvery flame energy as you are like darting through, and the shapes just go into a smoky shadow left in your wake as the energy crackles there and tears the ground asunder.
You fool, you've been fighting my afterimage this whole time.
And he will then move forward towards you and try and swing one of his giant claws at you.
Oh no, my only weakness.
Does a 14 hit you?
It does not.
Okay. So that's the first of his claws. 17.
That does.
Okay. This was all of his attacks.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
It shouldn't be slashing. That should be psychic damage. But yeah, so he moves like this very graceful stride towards you as the pink energy is just colliding around you, and he sweeps in with an enormous claw wreathed in more of that pink electrical light, and it sweeps at your legs and misses, and then the other two arms on the other side of him then push back and connect and slam right into your chest and tear out a part of your essence. You notice that part of your skin starts dissolving, is the best way to describe it. Kind of like in Infinity War when they're starting to turn to dust. That's what happens when this thing connects and does damage to you. You feel part of your soul and identity begin to fade away.
I will not take what is mine. I will fight every inch for it. A reminder, by the way, I never got a long rest because I stayed up, so I was already injured going into this fight.
I will say you're at full health inside of your head.
Okay.
This is your boss battle. You're at full strength.
The mindscape is home to many things that some would consider unnatural. Full
Do I
HP.
still have a level of exhaustion?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
You're perfectly fine.
Good to know.
All right, Paige, it is your turn.
She's gonna kind of look around at everyone and. All right, I don't want to have to hurt him, but I don't think we have any more choice. And she's gonna go ahead and cast a chromatic orb at first level.
Okay, what element type?
We're gonna use cold damage.
Okay.
All right, so let's see if it Really low, 12?
A 12 unfortunately does not hit.
I did not think so.
Yeah, so as you chuck the orb at it, it just collides against this thing's form, and the pink energy just strikes out and smashes the orb before it can actually connect with the flesh itself.
Okay, alright. So I am going to use my bonus action then to go into shifty cat mode. Give myself that +5 extra temp.
Angry kitty mode!
And I'm gonna back up about 10 feet.
Oh
There
shoot,
we
I didn't know.
go.
Initiative for Sylvana. I'm sorry.
She was too stunned.
Yeah, she was taken aback by all of this.
Making sure I'm at least 30 feet between
She's
everyone.
still studying for
Sylvano.
finals, and she's now having to deal with this demonic shit.
Sylvana wondering how deep does her fucking gratitude go? Like this.
Okay,
Anything else?
that's all for me.
Okay, she's gone full furry kitty mode. Full fur is puffed.
This is
Cess, it is your turn.
Speaking of furry kitty mode, I would like to get angry. I would like to rage.
Rage! Shadow Legends!
Time to kick children and sniff catnip. I'm all out of catnip.
Hey, I'm a fairly sober person. I don't do drugs. You do not speak for me. That is what my attorney is for. All right. Says is going to walk up and block the other end to, like, I don't know if this thing's gonna move, but we gotta at least cover the options. I have Battle Rager looks a little different, chat. So if you know the class, you don't know the class. Don't worry about it.
You know the
I'm
class,
going
you don't know the class.
You don't even understand.
Not to metagame a little bit, but you want to scooch 5 feet closer to me?
Do I have to be next to you, or do you
Yeah,
want
for
me to-
her
Yeah.
Is
to
this in
block,
terms of combat, or just because you like them?
Both.
to protect her.
All right. Anyways, here comes the new set of kitty claws, Mania, as I like to call them. It's a 17 to hit.
Yep.
All right, take 7 points of slashing damage with 2 additional rage for a total of 9 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to bonus action attack with the armor spikes.
Okay.
That's a natural 1.
That does not hit.
I am good. That is my turn.
Here we go, the first one.
Yep. Yeah, your fist collides and you see that pink liquid rupture out at you, and then it is followed by bright red blood. Much like you've seen probably Kliff bleed before. Or should I say nobody? Or should I say paint? As you tear into it, and you notice that your mania, while tearing into this thing, is not quite as effective as you think it probably should be. As the flesh then begins to like re-knit itself in part from where you've torn into it, and more eyes and mouths begin to sprout out of it. Inside of your head, nobody, you see the figure in front of you. A small crack begins to appear in its skeletal carapace, which, if you could see into normal reality, would correspond with where Cess damaged it. Sylvana.
So good, I didn't even have to hit you for you to break apart.
Okay, so with that, Sylvana is going to extend out her gauntlets, and you see magic circles begin to appear around them, and you notice that various metal plates appear on your gauntlets cess, and they have that crackling magnetic energy you see on her own gauntlets, and you now are affected by magic weapon, the spell.
Oh, so I can do damage now, God bless.
Well, it's also +1.
+1, yeah, that too.
But yes, you now get more damage, as opposed to having resistance to the damage.
I will just add a global attack modifier for magic weapon.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She goes, there, hopefully that will help you.
Thank you.
And she is gonna look at her bonus actions. Nobody's taking damage yet. So that's kind of all she can do right now. So yeah, you now have some nice fucking, what am I thinking? Railgun plates on your gauntlets that accelerate every punch you do. And we go to Kliff. Cliffs on cliffs on cliffs. That is the name of this session. Alright, first off.
Total cliffhanger.
Da-da-dun. First off, it is gonna try and take a bite out of Cess. Jubilee.
Go ahead, little man.
Yeah, with a disadvantage.
Okay. I have to make her say it to make sure it happens. Does a 14 hit you?
No.
Okay then. Now we enter the fun time.
What?
Paige!
Huh?
Does a 14 hit you?
It does.
Okay. You see a tendril of mucus and flesh and bones rupture out of Kliff and wraps around you. And then... Up, it misses Silvana. And can I do that? Sorry, I'm reading how something works. Okay, so, and then it is going to move you 25 feet forward.
Whoop.
So yeah, you feel the flesh and bones wrapped around you and that pink mucus all over you as you get ripped across the room right in front of this thing's many fangy maws. I guess it'll put you slightly to the... that is the wrong window.
Like
I'm
you?
sorry, it's like, because it looks a little different from my two screens. So you're supposed to be there. There we go. There we go. So there you are.
Gotcha. Oh no.
You're right next to Cess.
Very wide-eyed surprise.
Yeah, you see her. She is currently entirely wrapped up in that. And so you are currently restrained, Paige.
Oh, okay.
And he will then shoot out a bolt of energy at Jubilee. I'm presuming a natural 20 will hit you, Jubilee.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Take 22 force damage.
And you take 10 cold
Nice.
No, this is not what I wanted to happen when I said I wanted to hit on Jubilee.
damage.
It interpreted in the most literal way possible. So
Oh,
yeah,
you wanna
that
hit on her? I got you, homie.
yeah. Pink lightning extends out and just smashes in and starts tearing through the icy armor you have around it, and then you see just chunks of it freeze off and collapse onto the ground and shatter as it's trying to rip you apart.
I ain't going down that easy.
You all are mine! Everything is Kliff's! Nothing will stop me!
God, you really are a spoiled little brat.
Now, now, now!
All right. Ray. He's trying to help you. I'm gonna do a big blast. Hopefully it'll work. I actually need to check if that hits. It does not have very good AC. It does! That was not what I meant to click. There we go. Alright. So, next to you, nobody, Ray pulls back her bow and just gets entirely, like, concentrating all of the flame energy around her into one big blast of arrow as she lets loose, and you just notice a massive silvery flaming bolt strike the side of this creature, and just parts of it begin to disintegrate and dissolve as it lets out an unearthly wail and screech.
No, you can't do this! This is ours! Ours! Ours!
Alright. It is your turn, nobody.
Mm-hmm. And you said ranged attacks aren't at disadvantage
Yes,
in melee.
yeah. No ranged or spell attack is a disadvantage in melee in this campaign.
Because it's the beginning of my turn, my Displacement Cloak comes back, right?
Yeah.
Alright. So as
Nobody is standing there. Their glowing after image in silver fire suddenly appears next to them once more, and they do like a kind of like double cross and kind of like run through each other as they quickly run around this shadow cliff. And I say, "You're in a real need of a spanking," as I go ahead and launch a manifest a bow like I usually do and shoot one right at their butt.
Okay.
And this is at advantage, right? Use the guiding bolt.
Oh yeah, that is what a guiding bolt does. I just so rarely use the spell.
This is good. Does damage. Does a lot.
Yeah, you have advantage.
That's 13.
With advantage?
I rolled an 8 and a 6. Plus my 5.
God bless.
Oof. It is DC 14.
Ah.
Yeah, you're still having a hard time getting that little spanking off here, even with the additional energy assistance. So it also just kind of like one of the skeletal arms will just knock your bow aside as you fire off the eldritch energy.
I'm going to take the chance and run away, take the attack of opportunity.
Okay, at disadvantage. The 10 does not hit you.
It is not.
Okay. Anything else?
I think that's all I can do right now.
Okay. Jubilee.
All right.
Let me attack your
Time to
side.
bring the pain. Because you ain't so tough. And I don't foresee Kliff Monster moving anytime soon with all three
That'd
of
be
us
fair.
being here for him
That'd
to
be fair.
smack around.
Yeah.
However, just in case, I am going to cast Booming Blade.
Okay.
And take a slash at him with
Okay.
with heal.
Okay.
16 to hit.
That'll hit.
Excellent. That's gonna be 9. I don't know why there's a 2 there. There's a
That would
7
be.
slashing
You probably did
damage.
versatile, so the 2 would have been if you would have been rolling at a D10.
okay.
So
Yeah, you hover
that's-
over it, it says D10.
Yeah. 2 plus 4 plus 1. All right, so that hits for 7, and you heal yourself for 1d6.
Yes. I almost forgot about that. That's good for me right now. I'm hurting. Because I also took damage before this by trying to help Kliff.
Yep.
2. All right.
Every little bit counts. Every
little bit counts.
But yeah, so your blade slices into this thing, ironically about as comparably effective as Cess's fist, but the actual blading motion is very fluid. Like there is not a fleshy object in front of you, as just more of that pink mucus splatters to the ground and more of Kliff's red blood begins pouring out of him from the wounds. It can't restitch these injuries, and as you hit, you feel yourself like you're getting better now that you're starting to use this thing as it was intended.
All right, and for my bonus action, just because I am already at like half health, I'm going to do my second wind.
Okay, I thought you were doing booming blade.
That's one action.
Okay.
Yeah, that counts as my action.
Okay.
Because then I make the melee attack with the booming blade,
Gotcha.
and that's my action.
Yeah, many of those abilities, it's like do it as a bonus action for the next step, but I get it.
So yeah, I'm gonna
Hey,
roll my d10.
Plus fighter level.
So 13. That is much better.
Hell yeah.
All right. Cracks her neck. Now the fight can get started.
No, you can't do this!
Shadow Kliff is going to try and blast Ray. Nice. What is her AC? First one misses. He takes 9. She does not like that. Okay. And he extends out that pink lightning once more. That begins tearing the ground around Ray. She dodges the first one, like doing a ranger roll away from it. But then the second set of arms, as seems to be the tradition with this thing, if it misses with the first set, it lures you in with the second. And the second set then goes and connects, and you see part of her radiant essence begins to fade away as she becomes less cohesive inside of your mindscape. Nobody. And she lets out a scream as she gets hit with that. And then it turns and goes,
We are not a child. We are here. We will take this place from you. We will take everything from you.
and it tries to claw you. Nobody. So, first set, disadvantage. 11.
Miss.
18.
Hit.
4 psychic damage. I literally rolled minimal.
I appreciate it.
I don't.
Thank you.
But yeah, so once again it connects with you. You also see after Jubilee hit it, another crack begins to appear at its carapace as it then claws through and more of you begins to fade away. You have a harder time remembering stuff about yourself and remembering who you are.
Clutch the side of my head as some more of my self starts to disappear. Look up at this thing who says it's no longer a child, and I go, I suppose I should stop treating you like one. Stop holding back.
No matter what you do, you could never stop us.
Paige.
Oh, okay. So
You're currently
restraint.
restrained. You've got tentacle bondage on you right now.
Oh boy, I've seen this before. Okay, but with restraint, I still have action and whatnot. I just disadvantage. Gotcha. All right then. So let's use. Oh yeah, with my, that would be a strength, right? Those are real great. Okay. Just a little. Hey, that's okay. All right. Then let's
Do
use
your
something.
best, sis.
Right. Let's use something that I don't actually have to roll for. Let's use some magic miss. Yeah, and casting is a second level. Let's go.
Oops. I had myself muted on OBS. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so we had a discussion about what restrained was, and then she did 16 damage with her magic missile. My bad. I was trying to be considerate as I was Googling and then forgot that I have to unmute myself.
The Googling.
The Googling.
The Googling and the typing and the noising.
I've done that before, but mine was for like half an hour.
Oof. Oof. Alrighty. Yeah, so your quills fly out and more pink mucus and blood begins to rupture out. And at this point, you've seen that, like, there are bits of... I'm not going to use the word Kliff. There's bits of paint in there that are getting torn open as well, as what you notice, as chunks of the mutated flesh begin getting ripped away. It seems to be taking pieces of paint away with it.
No. Are we doing the right thing? And that is all I can do for this turn.
Alrighty. Cess, it is your turn.
That tendril that's wrapped around the
Yeah.
page, could I attack it?
You can.
I will. I believe I will.
Okay then.
Mania. That's a 23, baby!
You hit the tendril.
These new claws are great! That's 18 slashing damage!
You
Yo!
rip across the tendril.
Thank you, railgun magic.
The tentacle flops to the ground and begins to dissolve into pink mucus and blood.
Oh, thank you, Sess.
Does not like even notice. He just immediately turns back to fighting the big monster. Alright, bonus action attack with the spikes. That is a 9.
That does not hit.
All this has taught me is I just need to replace my equipment. That's it. It's the equipment fault. It's not my fault that I'm unlucky.
You need a new set of identical spiked armor.
Yeah, so that should be an 8. Stacy, yeah.
Anything else?
That's my turn.
Okay.
I want to use my new feature so badly, but I need a hit.
Jubilee, how messed up are you?
Jubilee's actually feeling pretty good right now after that second win. She's ready to roll.
Okay, she's doing all right then. I don't need to heal her. I will instead have Sylvana try and shoot this thing. That's a hit. 11. Sylvana behind you goes, "Are you alright, Paige? Do you all need me to do anything?" As you see one of those steel rods fly past your ears and tear into this thing and rupture out the other side as it's screaming.
Thank you.
Let me know if you need me to heal you at all.
Thank you so much.
Alright, Kliff's turn. Kliff is going to... Only got 2 of these, so... You've been bullying him a lot, so... He's gonna try and tendril you first, Cess.
Go for it.
So, Jubilee, are you imposing disadvantage again?
Yes, you will be.
Okay. 10 does not hit you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, yeah, Jubilee's shield is really just forming a steel wall in front of you, protecting you from this thing's attacks as it is trying to grab you and restrain you. And then it will throw another one at Sylvana, who is going to get wrapped up and pulled over.
It's a party.
Like here. Can't get into full melee with her quite yet. And then it is going to try and bite you, Paige. 22 hits.
Oh, yep.
28 damage. As big fangs. Are you still conscious?
I'm not.
Okay. It rolled a lot of 7s on that damage, but
Oh no, Paige, are you down?
Yeah, it's too late for me then.
oh, did you want to do your reroll on it?
If I can.
All right, I'll let you do the
I know
reroll
I
on
already
it.
passed it.
All right,
Okay.
that's fine. I'll let you do it. So,
Okay.
So it rerolls the attack roll.
Yep. It re-rolls it.
It hits.
Well, but you know. Okay. Yeah, I'm down.
It's better.
Got a 777.
Jesus Christ.
I am no longer okay.
Dang.
Yeah,
Yeah, Sylvana, we'll be fine, right?
yeah. You guys see after it was blasted by Paige's quills, you see Sylvana get ripped over to you guys, and then Kliff extends outwards, and all the different mouths start tearing into Paige in front of you, and she drops with many
Do you
bite
need more
marks.
healing? No, I'm fine. Immediately goes down.
My butt.
You're not gonna hit me again. I mean, there's like 2 other people here.
Why? Wishy wizards, no!
And then it's gonna try and blast you, Cess.
I just didn't want to be a bother.
Does a 15 hit you?
No.
Okay, you're lucky.
I'm gonna kick your fucking ass.
Yeah, I can't imagine Paige has more than 28 hit points at level 4, but, you know, it's worth asking.
I had even my temporary hit points, so I had 27 hit points.
Oh
and then
my
you
God.
gave me for 28.
Oh, the worst! The worst!
My max is 27.
I'm just grateful didn't outright kill you. Like, what the fuck?
No, it wasn't gonna outright kill her at this level. I'm sorry.
It might have.
I'm sorry, Paige. Yeah, so
Oh, it's all good. It's all good.
you see Paige just get munched right in front of you guys, and she looks quite injured on the ground as various Kliff mouths are nomming her.
Nom, nom.
Nom 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 nom. Exact sound effects. And with that, Ray is gonna try and help you again. How are you doing health-wise, nobody?
Health-wise?
Yeah.
I'm just above half health.
Okay, so we're kind of okay. So you're gonna focus on helping you with DPS.
I definitely can't survive a 28 piercing damage. I know that.
Okay, so yeah, she lets out another, bolt of radiant energy into this thing. And it is, you see much of its form is really struggling to remain on its skeletal structure. As the cracks are forming in its carapace, and then the radiant flame is peeling away the lines that the cracks are making, and the form is dissolving in front of you, and it is just screaming, "No, no, no, you can't do this to us! They promised! They promised!" Nobody. It is your turn.
The bow I had suddenly separates into 2 daggers as I go up to them and I stab each one into like the side of their abdomen.
Yep.
First one is at advantage.
Yep.
For 14.
That hits.
Alright. Take 5 points of damage, and my hex is on them, so they also take an additional 2 points of necrotic.
Okay. You.
Second dagger,
Yep. That
21.
Hits. It hits.
For another 4 points of damage,
All right.
and hex is still going. Additional 4 necrotic on top of that. So that
Yeah.
is a total of 16 total, I think.
Yep. It is. You see this thing is grasping at you as more of it is tearing. It looks like it is barely holding itself together right now after all of this. And you see the eyes are just blazing pink orbs. It just keeps saying, You promised us! You promised us! Don't send us away! You promised us!
I promised because I felt bad that I took something from you. But I didn't. You were dead. It was not my fault. You were the one that took my life from me. Now I'm taking it back.
Okay. Jubilee, it is your turn. You just saw the page get nommed.
Alright. That's enough of that. And she's gonna take another slash with heal.
Okay.
For
26
26
hits.
to hit.
Yep, that is a hit.
6 slashing damage.
Okay.
Huh? I get another 5 HP back. I'm
yeah.
back up to full health, baby.
Baby.
And I'm gonna action surge
Woo!
and burning hands this motherfucker.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
Alright.
Oh boy. That's a
So you
dex
have to make
save.
a dex save. Yeah,
Negative one dex, but
that'll
roll
do
the nat 20.
That'll do it. So you're gonna take
9.
9 fire damage.
Okay. I really appreciate that college try right there. So yeah, as part of the stonework on the church, which ironically is of a silver flame, begins to crack and burn as all of your flaming energy extends out of your palm towards this thing. Its flesh begins to peel back and burn off as well as it's continuing to scream and shrink in upon itself.
Haven't you ever seen the movie The Thing? Its weakness is fire. Everyone knows that.
Everyone knows that. Anything else? Solid active surge.
Yeah, that'll do it.
All right, Shadow Kliff. First, he's gonna try and blast you. Does a 16 hit you?
It does.
Okay. Gets a little bit of lag here for the damage. There we go. 9 force damage.
No, you're not taking us away. You're not taking us away. No!
It's seemingly like spasming out energy at this point as it's having such a hard time keeping its corporeal form together. And I'm rolling the wrong Kliff's stats. But they both have Eldritch Blast because they're both still you. And then...
The first one got me so good that it knocked me out of the way of the other one.
Yeah. That's actually no longer a disadvantage. So 11 psychic.
11?
Yeah, 11 psychic.
I'm down.
Okay. So as you begin to feel the world crumbling around you, as you're having a hard time piecing together your identity anymore, the world starts getting very, very black once again as you see the well begins to form around you. And you are having a hard time separating your identity from Kliff anymore.
No, you're not taking us away. This is where you belong. This is the only way this can end. This is the only way. You made a promise. You made a promise.
Paige, make a death save.
Oh. That's just rolling a d20, right? Yeah.
Yeah. You can click the word death save on your character sheet and it'll auto roll it for you.
Okay.
You're good. That's a positive.
Ooh,
That's a check mark.
let's go.
Cess.
Says, like, breaking through her rage, looks over at Sylvana and goes, "Hey, fat ends, you gotta."
She nods.
Okay, turns back to Kliff and focuses. I'm going to reckless now.
Ooh.
So these are all made with advantage. Here comes the
Hey,
mania. That's a 25, baby.
That hits.
That's 13 slashing damage.
Okay.
Bonus action spiked armor.
Okay.
Just turn up the magic. Wait. Oh, wrong
Yep.
button. Wrong button. That's a
All right,
20.
that's a hit.
The spikes do 10 points of piercing damage.
Okay,
And
so it's 23 total.
yeah, and by the new battle rager mechanic, challenge the world. Because I am raging and I've hit with my spiked armor, that the enemy now has a -2 to their attack rolls.
Okay, against anybody who's not you.
Against anybody who's not me. Please hit me. That is my job.
All right, yeah, you're full fury mode. You know, you're tearing into this thing. You know, giving it that nice haymaker the first hit, and more of its muscles and bone just ruptures and tears away, and it is splattering pink mucus and blood everywhere. And the form is like the bubbling pink energy that you originally saw underneath nobody's skin is really struggling to try and keep this current physical manifestation together, as it seems to be very unstable at this point. Sylvana is going to heal you, Paige, as you feel... Is that level 2? No, I don't have level 2 yet. JK. Paige, you get healed for 11 as she puts her gauntlets on
Nice.
you, and you feel just like adrenaline lightning course through your body and start knitting your wounds together. Stay with me, Paige. Stay with me.
Thank you. Ow. I'm okay. Is everyone okay?
No, no, we're still gonna be here.
And it's just kind of like incoherent at this point, as it is also beginning to just lash out. Cess, I'm gonna try and bite you.
What?
So first,
That's gonna be a normal
yeah,
roll.
it's normal because reckless. Ooh, you lucky bitch.
Oh man, I don't get to take 28 piercing
You're
damage.
so
lucky.
you should be so thankful. Jubilee is here to protect you.
I
Let's
love
go.
her. Okay, I will be rewarding Mari with a very good RP in Sharn.
I am now going.
Yay.
I am now going to blast Mari.
You are welcome to try.
That is a
19.
-2.
Yeah,
since-
that
Oh,
just
minus
hit.
2. Yes, the
That
stupid
will not
debuff.
hit. That will not
Oh, my life is agony.
hit.
Oh, it missed.
Take's doing their job. Let's go, baby.
No!
No one tell Obs to do saving throw attacks. I can't do anything about that. Don't worry.
Yeah, so that's a miss because of the Battle Rager debuff.
We
Obsidian,
protect
like-
each other.
I'm sitting here like these dang battle ragers.
Oh, damn battle ragers with their
I'm a good
raging and their
character now.
prickles. Operation Hedgehog is so far a success.
Hedgehog? What?
This is spiky.
Oh.
Mikey girl.
And she has a soft tummy.
Now she
Aww.
just needs to do a
Aw.
somersault in the air.
Yeah, Ray comes sprinting across as the world is, collapsing into darkness around you. And she is gonna give you a hug. You are healed for 21. As
Oh, wow.
she holds you against her chest and looks you in the eyes. She is, just beaming with that silvery energy. She goes,
You have fought too hard for this child. Do not quaver now.
Thanks. I need to learn how to do that.
Kliff.
I wonder.
I mean, nobody.
Nobody's gonna look up at this manifestation once more. You need to go. Your time here has long ended. It's not natural. Just give up. Say goodbye. Maybe you can go to a good afterlife. One where we can meet again and still be friends. As I slowly slide in my 2 daggers.
You notice that underneath the bone carapace, there is just that pink energy left. And you hit. And that's going to be enough.
6. Okay.
So you can now do your limit break kill to your mind, Kliff.
As I stab into this thing, all the eldritch horror about it fades away like dust to reveal the small young child Kliff once more. And as I pull the dagger out, I have the body fall onto me into a hug as I just pet the child's head and go, "It's okay. It's okay. It's the end.
You
There's always room for part 2.
as you hold the crying child, you notice that the rest of the bones and energy, is pulled away from the child's form, and there is like a pair of skeletal hands that are like gripping the child's feet as you're holding it, as they begin to dissolve, and you hear that
No. Ours.
as the voice dissipates, and there's just the crying spirit of Kliff against you as the world starts getting so bright around you that you can no longer see. And we will pass over to the physical form. Jubilee. Body
Jubilee's
is
gonna do a Jubilee
barely
does
together.
best. She's gonna end it. Gonna take another slash with heal. 16,
You hit.
9 slashing damage, and I don't need to roll for health because I'm at full right now, so
Man, must be nice.
must be nice.
Must be nice.
Yeah, as you slam it through at that point, you hear one last scream and just the crying of a very heartbroken child as all of the bits of Kliff fall off and dissolve into the ground. And you see a very torn version of nobody just collapse onto the ground in front of you. with burns and freezer burn from your armor of Agathis and cuts everywhere. And they're still unconscious.
Did we do it?
I'm gonna walk up to Kliff's unconscious body. Or is this paint?
Yeah, it's nobody right now.
It's nobody. I'm gonna walk up to him and give him a little like a nudging kick in the chest. Hey. I don't think it's done yet. Maybe we should bring him back to there. Maybe it's like some sort of like signal between them. And says is gonna pick up nobody's body and bring it back to the altar.
Okay.
If y'all would like to come too, in case he explodes in the tentacles and I don't get knocked around.
On it. Right
Yes.
behind you.
So is gonna drop
Okay.
her rage.
You pick him back and put him on the ground in front of the altar, in front of where Ray is in stasis still. And now we're gonna go back to nobody. Nobody, as you're holding Kliff and the light kind of blinds you for a moment. The light begins to fade a bit, and you find yourself at the bottom of a well, but it's not the same kind. It's not the same textures. It's not the same atmosphere. And you are being held, as well as Kliff, by a silvery woman. And she's just holding you both close. And when you kind of blink your eyes back, she looks down at you and smiles. And she is very much, it is clearly a guise. Like, when she moves, you see faint echoes of something else. You see a form that is difficult to conceive of in its structure. Its face is featureless except for 6 eyes. Its hair is a billowing cloud of ash and white smoke. But then back to her face. Her skin is entirely of burnished silver, and her eyes are also that of the blue and silvery flames that you see always emanating off of Ray's energies. And when she smiles, her teeth are blackened coals, and she is wearing a polished chrome dress that leads down into being faint notes of ash decorating the hem of it. Large, masterfully crafted steel sabatons and greaves on her legs, and her hands are that of very much blackened tips to otherwise silvery skin. And she looks at you and smiles and goes, "You did so well, child."
I almost try and mimic what I see, but even with my changeling ability, I imagine it's hard and I can't quite get it right, so eventually just reform back into its natural state. Just look up and ask, "Who are you?"
I have come to bring you home.
Tears start to well up on the edge of nobody's eyes as they just kind of snuggle into this person's arms, feeling comforted and feeling like they've been finally rescued.
It's all right, child. Let it all out. You don't have to be strong for anyone anymore.
wanted to help. All I wanted to do.
I know. You wanted to help. You made a decision. And you have suffered enough. And she'll look down at Kliff, who's crying, and she says, "And what do we say?" Kliff kind of sniffles and looks up at her and then looks up at you, and all of the malice and everything is gone. It's just a scared little boy looking at you with various injuries apparent from when the fall happened the first time around, and looks at you. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't want to be alone. I thought you were gonna leave me, and it told me that if we worked together, that you wouldn't ever leave me and I wouldn't be alone anymore.
What told you?
The voice that would speak to me when you weren't around.
Kliff, I never wanted to leave you, but I also cared for you. I saw what was happening. I knew you were getting hurt. And I want the best for you even still now, even after all that has happened.
I'm so sorry I hurt you, that I hurt your friends.
I hurt them too. So we need to work hard to redeem ourselves. Wherever you're going, you have to promise to try and help others, to try and help make good out of all the bad we've done.
He looks up at you with those big eyes. He goes, Do you hate me?
No, Kliff. You were scared. I was also scared. And when we are scared and frightened, that can lead to us making very poor decisions. But like I said, we can still do right.
I'm tired. I'm really tired.
And you should go ahead and go to sleep. Bit overdue for a nap time.
And Kliff will burst out crying again as he runs out of her grip and just grabs onto you and holds you by the waist.
We'll meet again in the next life, wherever that is. And when we do, we can have all the tea and sweets that we can, and compare stories of all the good that we've done since our parting.
Promise for real this time?
Pinky promise, as I hold out my pinky.
He extends out his pinky and holds it with you. I hope you I hope you were I hope you had fun. And I hope you were happy being with me. I'm sorry I couldn't do more.
Is there anything you wish to say to your family? Any last message?
Oh, Mommy, I miss her. And, and, and I miss my sisters, and I know that you've done such a good job, and that I know, please don't stop loving them just because I'm gone.
I don't think I could. We'll meet again. Don't worry. Now go ahead and go get your nap. You'll need the rest. For what lies ahead of you.
Okay, I think it's time to sleep. See you soon.
See you in the next life. Kliff.
And the woman puts her hand on his head, and he kind of slowly drops to lay against her thigh, and the pink energy begins to dissipate into a little pink flame, concentrated as she holds it in her hand, and she says something in Celestial as she gives it a little blow, and the flame flies away and dissipates. He was hurting so much.
Shouldn't have kept him here so long.
You were but a child as well.
I was nobody.
You've
Thanks to that kid, I was somebody. And
never
now
been nobody. Who do you want to be?
I want to be myself. I want to be someone who will be there to help people. Someone that I can look at myself and see as a hero. Someone who can right many wrongs of this world and prevent future pain. I want to be a person that can inspire others.
She puts her finger against the mark, that unicorn mark on your chest. And you see it gets just erased away as silvery flame consumes it. Those are wonderful things to desire. You have so much potential. I know you must be scared as well, but if you so desire, I would love to lead you back home.
I would appreciate that.
I am the Hearth Mother, and I guide the lost, the hurt, and the forsaken back to their homes and back to hope itself. I would be honored to show you the light.
You show me the light so I can spread it with others.
She puts her hand on your cheek, and you just feel the warmth of, every great memory you've had with your friends and family, just all surrounding you at once. And she looks down at you and smiles and says, "Then be the light to all of those who can't find their own way."
Gives a very broad smile as I look up at the Hearth Mother. Gives him a very affirmative nod as I take her hand, ready to be guided back to where I was.
She will hold your hand, and she will put her hand off of your cheek and onto your chest, and you see a little bit of a crackling image of the silver flame arrowhead with also a brazier within it, and then it disappears onto your chest, and she goes, "Then I will return you to my vessel, and I will always watch over you."
Vessel.
She is an imperfect vessel, but she means very well, and she tries everything she can do to help others.
I've noticed. We are very appreciative of her.
She was lost once as well, and I still try to take her home. Perhaps we can do that together.
Thank you.
She'll just hold you against her chest and give you a smooch on the head and start walking you into light. And with that, nobody, you flutter your eyes open, surrounded by your friends.
Did I doze off there for a moment?
Kliff, Paint? Are you all right?
I'd like to imagine that as as nobody opens their eyes, you got Sylvana and Paige looking very worried, but on the other hand, you have Sez and Jubilee ready for round 2.
Oh, absolutely. She's still got heel drawn. She's ready to rumble.
Well, I'm not currently Paint. Let's see if we can't change that. So I snap my fingers. Yeah, that's a bit better.
Is that you?
I believe so. So I look down at my chest where the bicorn symbol was, but was taken away in my dream.
Jubilee is going to sheath heel and just kind of rubs her eyes a bit, feeling, like a headache that just won't go away, but eyes returning to normal, and just asks, what happened to Kliff?
The Hearth Mother took him away, and he's taking a nap before he moves on to the next life.
The Hearth Mother? Do I know anything about that, or would I?
Make a religion check.
Sure. Probably not with the 7.
No, you've never heard of it.
Gotcha.
Ray is no longer glowing, and kind of spends a couple seconds trying to recenter herself. "What did you do to my church?"
technically, right? It wasn't us. It was the thing that came as a result of the exorcism. So if you think about it, it was just a job hazard.
All that burning came from the exorcism?
No, that was me. Are you okay? Hold on, Paint. Are you okay? Because Kliff, well, not Kliff, but we'll just say Kliff for simplicity's sake. We gave him quite the thrashing. Did any of that affect you? Are you okay?
Do I have any like bruises or cuts or anything from that?
Yes, your body is covered in cuts and burns and like frostbitten skin chunks. You feel uninjured, but your body definitely has gone through it.
I've
So-
looked at all the new scars and was just like, nothing a bit of cover up can't handle.
Ivana,
Most of that was me. I'm so sorry. I got a little carried away.
No, Juby. We did this as a team. I pull everyone together in front of
I don't know if that makes me feel any better.
a team that hurts each other, stays with each other.
Is that how the saying
I don't
goes?
think that's a saying.
I think that's inaccurate.
There is no moral obligation. I bought him a health potion. It's all right.
Ray stands up
Yeah,
as you
it's
guys
all
are doing
right.
your
We can
group
just go
hug.
ahead and just tough through it.
As
As
you
I
during
say,
your
as I
group hug,
suddenly
she's gonna-
turn into Cess and then turn back to Paint.
She walks by and looks at you, and goes, "Well, I guess it worked at least."
Did
Thanks to
Yeah.
you and the hearth medal.
Kind of blinks her one eye a couple times at that. Goes, "What do you know of the Hearth Mother?"
She came to my aid after you helped me. Helped guide Kliff to the afterlife and helped guide me back here. She even took away that strange symbol in my chest and replaced it with another.
Kind of blinks a couple times and then lets out a sigh and regains her stoic, scornful composure. And
Kind of look like this as I try and mimic the face once more of the Hearth Mother.
yeah. It's very difficult for you to articulate because it involves things that are not actually physically possible.
Turn back to Paint. Little confusing.
And she goes, "Well, Most Holy Hystelia does have a penchant for lost causes, I guess."
Well, she seemed very fond in you, so
Bronson goes, and then, well, I'm thankful to the flame that she was able to help you. I'm glad I could be a conduit to her will once more.
I am glad she was glad to aid me. And she gave me she helped me find my purpose as well. She helped guide me to the light, and I wish to guide the light to others as well.
Well, then perhaps you are not as pathetic and hopeless as I first thought.
Perhaps not. But I wouldn't mind learning more about them. If I am to spread the light, I should probably know a bit more about it.
Well, and half of her face, the half that's always scowling, gets a very predatory smile on it. She goes, "Well, you know the best way to really deepen your connection to the flame is through work. And she gestures to the burned and broken parts of her chapel.
Right. We should probably help with that too.
Starts picking up a pew and moving it back into place.
Yeah, cleanup time. Let's go.
Yeah, so this is very late at night, but you spend up until dawn cleaning up the chapel.
As I hold out my hand, I suddenly cast Prestidigitation as I suddenly sweep away all the dirt and grime that was caused by the fight.
Thankfully, all of the viscera and pink mucus and everything dissolved with the form. It's just your blood splatters everywhere. And so,
You guys really did a number on me.
Yeah, well, you gave a good fight back. I'll say that.
Oh. I guess I should be okay with that? I am unsure how to take that, honestly.
You might want to apologize to Paige real quick.
He doesn't have to. I mean, he wasn't
Paige,
aware.
he nearly killed you. You deserve that apology.
I did go unconscious at one point.
Is that so?
Says still has the gauntlets on and is trying her hardest not to clench them for the blades to come out, like trying so hard not to whip a sword out on him.
Is that so? I'm sorry. Please forgive me as I go ahead and I give Paige a head pat and I cast Cure Wounds on them.
it reminds you of Ray. It's that kind of warm, balmy healing effect that, like, when Ray healed you.
You heal 11.
Yay, X. But she. Thank you, but I wasn't aware you had healing capabilities.
Neither did I.
Huh?
I suppose that is another gift of the light.
We punched the ghosts, and he got better magic. Does anyone have any other ghosts we need to punch? I am so down with punching your inner demons if that makes you stronger. Juby? Savannah?
No, just
not
me.
that I'm aware of.
Just
A
my
minor-
trauma.
I'm minor illusion, a very cartoony ghost behind Sass. Like, there's one.
Does it work if you punch yourself, Sass?
Nah, Coach said self-harm ain't the way to go.
Ray will slap the back of Paint's head with her non-metal arm.
Nah.
That may have been acceptable for whatever you were doing as an ungodly heathen. But in my church, I will not tolerate such things.
Cleaning
Got it.
too. Paige is gonna take a moment to sweep close to Sylvana.
Yeah.
I wanted to thank you for helping me back there. Without you, I don't know what would have happened.
Oh, I'm just happy you're all right. I know that any of them would have done what I could have done if they had that ability. I'm just happy I was next to you, and that I could help restore you.
You did, and even though if they did have the ability, you're the one who did it, though, and I'm glad you're by my side, but by our side.
She kind of blushes and she goes, You would do the same for me, and you've given me so much. It's the least I can do back to you.
Yes, I want to be able to repay you.
And I want to be able to repay you.
You've already done so much. I don't know what else you could do. You've already saved my life.
You've done so much to save mine. I guess the least I can do is to. She kind of taps you on the arm with her gauntlet and go like awkwardly and goes, "I guess I'll just have to keep a close eye on you and make sure I'm there to help you next time you're in trouble."
She kind of blushes just a little bit, like I think I'd like that a lot. Yes.
I use prestidigitation to give like a bit of more of like a windswept look in each of their hairs to make them look slightly more attractive to each other.
You seeing this shit, Juby?
I whisper to Cess and Juby, I think I hear wedding bells.
I don't hear anything.
I minor illusion wedding bells.
I
Oh.
I elbow I elbow paint before he crosses a line.
What?
It was quite enough to where only we would hear.
I didn't realize there were bells here. You didn't mention
it's called
that,
the
Lady
work
Ray.
bell. It's called the work bell. The rest of us here busy working, cleaning up our mess.
Yes, I see that you have enough time to play your little games. Whoever you decide to call yourself now, perhaps I need to find new tasks for you to do.
Sorry. She's gonna just go back to work.
She
Almost
grabs
don't wanna nail it.
Paint by the ear.
Those are new.
Well, from one domineering force to another, I suppose.
At least this one seems like she'll give him a break.
Ironically, I think you're right.
You got a sec, Juby? Oh, sorry.
No,
we can
I was
save
going to
this
make a
for
joke,
later.
but that's
Um,
fine.
Oh no, do your joke. Do your joke. I
I
always have
was
time
just
for
going to
you.
be like, Savannah saying, it seems like he has a type.
All right. Yeah, Juby, you got a sec? I think we knocked over one of these statues. I could use your help over in this corner, putting it back into place.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, we can fix that up.
All right. As we're lifting, it says us to get in the proper pose. Lift with your knees, not with your back.
Exactly.
looks-
Yes.
Weird. Since we're like lifting one of the statues in like the side of the chapel, are we like away from enough from everyone to like have a kind of private conversation?
Yeah.
So, how are you feeling? Like emotionally, physically, I am more worried about Paige, but she's got her own personal nurse going on, so she'll be fine.
I think she's in good hands.
Yeah, but how
No,
about you?
I feel all right.
I haven't had a chance to apologize to the party and thank them yet. I got dragged away by the ear.
It's cool. You'll do that by making breakfast with Lily again.
I feel okay. This whole situation, it's kind of crazy.
In a good way?
I think so. I think things are the way they're meant to be now.
Meant to be. Listen, I know you threw that ring away, and now that the person you thought that ring belonged to is gone, is there any sort of burden lifting from your shoulders? Do you feel more free?
I don't. I never felt particularly tethered any sort of way. Um, I
Yeah,
mean,
but like kind of always been sort of stiff with us. If you could, okay, how am I gonna word this? I'm sorry, I'm a little blunt about this. Do you like need anything to take your mind off of him being gone now that are you just totally moved on? Do you need some time to think about him? I mean, normally when I console someone on a breakup, it's a lot more clear, but this was
Oh,
like a
it
rejection
wasn't
with a ghost.
it. It's not. You can't break up what wasn't there in the first place.
Yeah, but like before we found out about Kliff and before this happened, something else was in your mind, wasn't it?
I, I mean, may, maybe a little bit, but it was just a thought. It was just nice to have him be, well, nice.
Well, here's a little secret, Jubilee, and you'll find this out in time, but like people who like you will be nice to you, all right? So be selfish. Find someone or some people, I do not judge, that make you happy and that you like you can't just like a person for being nice, right? Like Paint is nice, sure, Paige is nice, sure, but you gotta find some things about them that you like, you know? You've dated other people, right? I'm assuming there was some period of time before that ring was given to you, yeah?
Well, n- you know, with my line of work, it it doesn't really leave uh, a lot of time for, you know, fun and games and mingling and socializing or dating, I guess.
Wait, I'm sorry. I had to like take a second. Are you with zero free time and you just took that ring without any prior dating? Wait, am I the only one who was dated in this group? And she like
I
nearly
didn't know
fucking
it was
slips and drops the statue.
no,
Like,
I didn't know it was a ring. He just gave me the box and I opened it later.
I, how, your dad's been like married twice, right? I think you told us this.
Uh-huh.
You know what rings and boxes mean, right?
I didn't know it was a ring. It was just a box.
I'm gonna blame Paint for that and not you. Are you? She's like doing the thing where like her hands are clasped in front of her head, like like doing the like the math floating past her head. Like I legitimately thought like Paige was the only one without dating experience. What the fuck? Um. Okay.
But I mean, I didn't I didn't know that it would be something like that. I thought it was just gonna be, you know, one of his stupid pranks again. That's why I didn't open it right away, because if something just sprang out of that box and scared the bejesus out of me, I wasn't about to make a fool of myself in front of you guys.
I, she clasped her hands again. Okay, listen. We're gonna pretend that that didn't happen. That ring thing did not happen. That is Personally, I think you should get some dating experience before you ever get married, and you're a lovely woman, Jubilee.
Hold on, hold on.
I mean,
No,
you don't have to get married. I'm just saying, maybe you should experience some fun for yourself, and maybe not just work 24/7. Like, I get we live in like a shitty society, but like, have you ever like gone out for drink? Have you experienced the town's nightlife before?
with paint the other night.
I, I mean, like actually gone out and like on regularly gone out to like what did you do? What did you and Paint do that night?
Well, we went to a tavern and had some drinks, and I arm wrestled a few patrons, and I won, kinda, sorta. And we just talked, and I don't know. That's about it.
Okay, listen, we're friends now. You know, we've been friends. You know, we tight. We've spilled blood together. We just punched a ghost child together. We're friends, right?
Uh-huh.
So we have we live together. We can do stuff outside of work. If we ever end up in Sharn, I have no idea when. You and me out on a night, and you you're gonna flirt with some people, so help me God.
Oh no, no, I don't.
Juby, listen. You're a wonderful woman, and as someone who has had to deal with some rich pricks before, you are not. That is not the only time you get in that ring. I know it. I'm not saying that from people you like either. They're probably just some fucking prick assholes who think they can buy you off the street. But you are getting out there, okay?
I don't. Look, I appreciate it, but I don't.
Are you telling me you wouldn't want to spend a night on the town with me?
No, oh no, that's not what I'm
So,
saying.
come on, some part of you's got to be interested, right? Listen, it'll be fun. It'll be a chill night. I'm not saying you have to bring anybody home. You know, it's your first night out. Maybe some hand holding, God forbid, but you know.
She is just bright magenta from like
my
her
fucking
whole
God.
face to like the tips of her ears.
All right, listen, don't. Okay, well, now we put a pin in that. Do not tell Paige what I just told you, because it just occurred to me that I've been downplaying my experience something strict, and I don't want to deal with the Pandora's
Wait,
box
she
of
doesn't. She
having.
doesn't know.
No,
She's your sister.
you know, our schedules, I often go out in the afternoons and at night, and then I see her, we have dinner together, and then I go out for the night to do my job.
I
and
see
then
my
have to-
sister once every 6 months, and she still knows everything.
Listen, our family situation is kind of strict. I mean, not strict, kind of strange, I guess, compared to you. I just, I can't. It's really hard to tell her, and I'd have to go open up another can of worms with that, and why I'm doing it, and casual dating. And listen, all she knows is that little book of hers, and I just know that she's gonna ask me
Look,
if we're gonna
just tell her
pay.
you do what's in that book. She'd understand.
Do you want to imagine your sister doing what's in that book, huh?
She does it. She's a young girl. She's attractive. I know what she
Wait, are you
gets up
telling
to.
me your youngest sister has more experience than you? But
I don't want to talk about it.
You both work the same kind of line of work, and she had a crush on Kliff.
She
Not
just
even Paint Kliff. She had a
started.
crush on Kliff.
She's not working full time yet.
But you were working full time for what the? Okay, listen. You don't have to date anybody, but you gotta flex on your sister. All right, listen. And if you ever want to hear some stories of my own, maybe over like a pint of like elven wine or something, or that sake shit, maybe we can talk about that, okay?
I mean, okay.
But so I gotta process this. When I didn't mention me dating in front of Paige, because I always figured you guys had enough saucy shit going on, but I
Oh, well, you see, the thing about
bad enough.
being a guard is you don't bring your own saucy stuff to the table. There's plenty of that already in the banquet hall.
Okay, you are no longer a god, you are a friend. So we're gonna load you up with saucy stuff, all right?
Oh God, I don't know about all of that. I will agree to going out with you. Well, not going out, but
I
going
mean,
out
Juby.
on the town with you, and we can have a night out.
All right, Juby, I'll hold you to that, all right? Worst
Okay.
case, you can say I know you went on one date at least in your life, all right?
Okay. All right.
All right. Anyways, and she does the one last push to lift the statue up. All right, we should, make sure the other two aren't getting too saucy themselves. Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right. Is there anything else that anybody wants to say before leaving the chapel after you're done cleaning?
As we're leaving, I put my armor around both Cess and Jubilee, and I was like, all right, let's quickly walk out of here before they have us do any other things. And also, I have an amazing idea for when we get home.
Yeah, it's called sleep.
Oh God,
That can come right after. All right, so your sister's still at home. I think that as soon as we walk in, as basically just go on as we keep going.
All right, Paint. We're gonna stop you right there, because the first thing that you are doing is going to sleep. Real sleep.
Can it be in bed with you?
No.
Savannah looks over at Paige like, did this just happen?
My boat!
Hey, vote. I like the thing with our laughter. Like Ray kicks down the door and says, "Get the fuck out! I'm trying to sleep," and we just hurry out.
Holy
listen.
forward indeed.
Paint, real quick aside, have you ever dated anybody?
Oh, no.
Okay then. All right, let's go back home and let's go to sleep. That's all I want to do now. That's all I want to think about.
I guess
Says
we're
like
all
blushing brightly.
I guess we're all pretty new at it then.
Yeah.
With that, you all
Hey,
get
Sylvana, have you dated before?
I was
Just
largely
a moment.
focusing on academic research when I was in college.
You
Oh,
went
you're
through
not
a
in
whole
college
last-
anymore.
I've had other matters that I've had to deal with. I've and she gets kind of sad as she goes, I was helping my father. She just kind of gets real quiet and just keeps walking.
College.
And on that awkward note on the way home, you get back and you see your pile of maids and Lily are asleep with Magnolia sitting next to them with her sword out. And she looks up at you guys as you come in and goes, holds her sword ready as, am I gonna have to do anything here? Has
No.
it been solved?
Stand down, Maggie. It's all right. Everything's good.
Nice to meet you, Maggie.
And she's kind of gives you like this kind of like vaguely disgusted, like, welcome.
This is the first time she's seen paint.
I know. And she just like is looking very disgusted. Is like,
Maggie, this is Paint, aka former Kliff.
what a charming name. I'm gonna go to sleep if this is done.
It's done.
All right. She
I
looks
will
over,
say,
Paint kind of side-eyed.
Maggie, I do appreciate your help in all this chaos that is happening tonight. It is very much appreciated.
She kind of grunts and goes, what's family for? And she goes upstairs to go flop on the bed.
Turns to the whole party now. And that goes to everyone. I really appreciate it. I have caused much pain to all of you, I am sure. But I hope to rectify that. I hope I can cause more good now than I have bad. You have my aid forever now. I hope you know that.
We love you too, and we're sure you'd punch a ghost for us, but I really want to sleep. And she fucking crashes on the couch.
Paint, I will accept your apology if you make me a promise.
What promise would that be?
That whatever choices you make from this moment forward are yours.
Gives a grin, a nod, and holds out their pinky and goes, pinky promise.
Pinky promise.
Now, it appears it is very late at night.
It's actually morning.
Oh, look at that.
Tears
The sun is
says
up.
Snoring.
Well, the light guides us all, and right now the light is going through the window to my bed.
Nope,
So,
nope. Yes, right now the light is saying go to bed, so go to bed.
Exactly. So, good night, everyone. I will see you all in the morning.
Paige
Paige?
probably could barely walk heading back to the house,
Yep.
considering how late it was. So
Savannah would be helping her walk while she was being crestfallen at talking about her recently dead father.
I owe you all my life. Good night.
And she'll look at Jubilee and go, I think it's... sorry, wrong character. That was Magnolia. I think it's time for us to go to sleep.
Agreed. And Juby's gonna head upstairs, see Magnolia conked out on the mattress, and snuggle up next to her, and without, undressing, doing her hair, anything, just instantly passed out.
Yeah. Savannah will help Paige get tucked in, and then she'll also just pass out. You all go to sleep.
yay!
Town is saved, guys.
Record scratch. I bet you're all thinking that this is probably going to be where you had a good night's sleep. But unfortunately, not all stories end that way. Paige,
Huh?
Seth, Jubilee.
What? What?
Oh, it's back for round 2. Let's
You
go,
all-
baby.
You all wake up, and you are no longer in your rooms. Instead, you are in a very comfy cottage, where you were apparently napping on like a little couch, a very warm, squishy couch with quilts all over it, and you smell fresh baked chocolate chip cookies and tea, and it also smells like there's maybe some kind of stew in a pot over a fireplace. And you see tending it is an absolutely staggeringly beautiful woman. And she is wearing a gown that appears to be like very much the stars in the sky, complete with moving meteors and nebula out in the distance and everything. And she's tending to the stew pot. She'll then turn and look at you guys, and she's got bright purple eyes, bright purple cat's eyes, and she smiles and goes, "Oh, you finally are here, dearies."
Where exactly is here?
Oh, it's a comfy place for us to meet up, dearies. I've heard so much about you.
That would probably be a little bit more comforting if I knew who was talking about us and to whom we now speak.
Where's my manners? Cookies, tea?
Thank you, but no.
Shame, fresh baked.
I'm fine, thank you though.
Well, all right then, if that's how you want to be, dearies. I guess it's straight to business.
That's how I prefer to work, ma'am, if you don't mind.
Well, I've heard wonderful things about what you did in Grey Wall. Helping all those little children and helping with that train and all those mean little fae. I thought perhaps you might be wanting more work.
Oh.
Work is fine. I have to reiterate, I prefer to know who I'm working for.
Oh, well, you can call me the daughter.
The daughter
We're all somebody's daughter, aren't we?
Her voice is very disconnected from the form that she has. Like, it's a young, beautiful woman and this just very strange voice.
And what is it exactly that you want of us?
I need you to go a little bit outside of town and help one of my children.
Could I get a general read on her? Can I do an
Sure.
insight?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, make an insight check.
Would I remember the title "The Daughter" from any like religious hearings that I've been to, or like
No, it's
anything
not a
like that?
religious term.
Got it.
I rolled a 17.
She seems to be forthcoming to you. Just doesn't seem to have any ill will towards you.
Kind of looks between the other two and nods her head a little bit. Okay, can you give us a description of who exactly we would be looking for? Your daughter, you said, correct?
Oh, I'm the daughter. You'll be helping one of my children, though. He's a particularly naughty boy.
Oh,
I think maybe you know him.
As she looks at Cess and Paige, and her smile gets 2 sizes too big.
I believe he calls himself LD.
LD, that doesn't ring any bells to me. And she's gonna look at Cess and Paige and try to get a feel for their reactions to that name.
You
How do you
both
get that?
know that name.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat the name? Because I had to.
LD.
take my
It's
headphones off.
LD.
Oh
Oh.
no! You don't want to know what the LD stands for. No interpretation of those 2 letters could ever be heard the right way. Yeah. Are we're helping him, right?
Oh, yes, he's in need of assistance, dearies.
You know LD personally? Like what level?
Oh,
Like
I know LD very well.
on like friendly terms, right?
Oh, very. He's one of my children. I take good care of LD, and he
I'm
takes
inciting
good
that.
care of me.
I'm inciting that right now.
Okay.
It's a 12. Sorry, that shouldn't be at advantage. I should
Yeah.
turn that off because I'm not
Yep.
practicing.
Seems to be genuine.
Okay, listen, Juby. Arguably Paige, because I don't know how much you know LD, but I can vouch for him. I know he's on the murkiest side of the law, but listen. Can I call you something besides Dada? It feels weird.
This is a weird time.
Okay, I'm just gonna call you D for short because you work with LD. Is that okay with you? I don't want to be disrespectful.
I'm whatever you want me to be, dearie.
Looks at the camera almost disgustingly. Okay, listen, D. I for one am very okay with helping out LD. He's a personal friend of mine, in fact, he's helped out my community a lot, etc. But why did you summon us here to organize the details? Couldn't you have just sent a message saying like LD needs a job done, or, like a usual
I
contact?
think it'd be easier to talk to you directly. You've had a very busy few weeks.
Okay. This work with LD. I'm presuming that he handles the quote unquote contract, the reward. Because no offense, but I'm getting a weird vibe. From
Oh,
whatever you
yes,
could
I'm
suggest.
just here to set you off in the right direction.
And she grabs your cheek and kind of pulls it a little bit like a grandma.
Says like cringes, like she's never liked that feeling before. Why would she like it from this weird old woman?
Yeah.
Juby, do you have a morality clause in your work?
Well, that's a bit of a tricky question because technically, yes, but nobles aren't always moral. So,
Okay, LD, like I said, murkiest side of the law. You'll understand when we get to Sharn. Wait, is it in Sharn?
Oh
This isn't
yes,
just
I've
outside of it.
I've already arranged for your tickets to Sharn.
Wait, you paying for them?
Of course, you're working for me, aren't you?
I thought it'd be working for LD.
We're going back to Sharn?
Yes, I would figure 1,000 gold each would be enough.
Hmm. Okay,
that'll
how
get us
about
the
this?
extension on the house.
Oh,
How about this?
don't worry about the house, dearie. I'll have that fixed up lickity's quick.
How about this? Listen, you seem nice. You got a reputable reference, LD. I'll be asking him about you with him, but and also listen, Paige. I know he does bad things, but he's never made me do anything that was not okay. So I know that if he gives us a job, it'll be above the board, but maybe not above the law. Anyways, D, I got one more clause for this. You pulled us in here during. I'm assuming we're still dreaming right now, right?
You're safe.
When this is over, when we finish this job for LD and we're back in Greywall, come visit us face to face. You can do that, right? You're not just some dream person.
Of course I can.
Good. As equals, we'll get to know each other. That's fine. And then if we get to know you, we can maybe do more work in the future. Does that sound good to you two?
So you want to take the job?
Can we give you an answer after we wake up because we got another member
I'm
that we have to-
unfortunately not going to be able to talk to you before you leave.
Okay. Juby, Paige, I know you're excited, and we shouldn't just accept it, but I will take the acceptance for this. So if something bad happens, y'all can blame me afterwards. Does that seem fair?
Are you sure about this?
Listen, I've done work for LD before. He's gonna if he knows this broad and they're actually friendly, then he's gonna make sure I'll come out fine. All right.
Okay, you know I trust you.
You just punched a ghost, kid. We could take most things right now. Juby, you okay with this?
I'm a little overwhelmed by the lack of details that I've gotten, but I mean, if you feel this is an okay job and an okay deal, then I trust you.
I haven't personally been paid 1,000 gold by LD before, but this is one of his big jobs. This is good, and I don't think he'd make us do anything that'd get us arrested on the spot. He never made me do anything like that before. He usually just had me rough up a few dealers he had on occasion, throw a few matches. You know how it is. All right. Is there a contract, D? Are we shaking on it? Is this by word?
Oh, we can shake on it. She comes back over in front of your face. And she goes, so you're all in?
There's no magical curse that'll punish me if we mess up, right?
Don't be ridiculous.
When you're meeting the first person, you give them 100% trust. Don't you fuck that up, okay? And then Says extends her hand for a handshake.
All right. She shakes your hand, and you feel a shiver go up your spine as her smile gets once again 2 sizes too large. She goes, excellent. A deal's a deal. Would you like any treats for the road?
I already shook your hand and gotten that weird magic thing on me. I'll try one of those cookies.
Oh, excellent, dearie. She comes over with a little plate full of chocolate chip cookies. They're the perfection of chocolate chip cookies, perfectly gooey and deliciously warm. And as you bite it, this is the single greatest chocolate chip cookie you could ever hope for in existence.
Says is enjoying the taste. She like gets that like snap of like no cookie should be this perfect.
Yes, this is
Yeah.
the most perfect cookie you ever could imagine.
You're not right, are you, dear? You ain't right, huh?
What do you mean, dearie?
I'll be looking forward to that meeting when we get our job done. Anyways, Paige, Juby, you should actually try these. I don't think we'll ever get a chance again.
Oh,
Oh, all right. And she'll take one of the cookies, take a bite, and you can just see the expression, like all that
Yeah.
concern and worry and skepticism just melts, and she's thoroughly enjoying this ooey gooey chocolate chip cookie.
Paige is watching the expressions on both of their faces and like, I want to try one.
Oh, there's plenty for everyone.
She gives you one as well.
He goes, would you like some for the road?
Oh, I'm sorry, you cut out a little bit.
Oh, would you like some for the road?
Oh, yes, please. And
Oh,
she's gonna start eating some.
And she hands you each a little bag of, like, we'll say a dozen cookies each.
All right, enjoy them, dearie, and good luck with your job. I hope that you take care of LD and enjoy everything that comes with it.
Thank you for the cookies, ma'am.
Yes, thank you.
And you three wake up, and there is a bag of cookies next to each of you. Hey, you just had the greatest sleep of your life. Nobody was talking to you. Nobody was bothering you. You just felt comfy and warm and at peace for the first time in 20 years.
That is really, 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 really nice. But now I really, really, really want a chocolate chip cookie.
We've got some to
Breakfast
spare.
All right, and yeah, you all wake up the next morning.
Breakfast cookie.
Until at least 12 o'clock.
I should probably brush my teeth.
Did you two have the cookie dream?
She says actively munching on them in front of you.
All right, I'll take that as a yes. That actually did happen. Okay.
But
Huh.
how did it happen? That shouldn't be possible. All of us having the same hallucinations at the same time, and yet feelings and tastes corresponding with it.
I don't know. These cookies in my hand feel pretty real.
You see says mumble through like the cookies in her mouth. Magic.
Do they still taste as good?
Yep, they taste just as good.
I think if I brushed
Oh.
my teeth, it'd be a little tastier, but I just can't resist.
Huh. I guess we should tell Paint if they're up.
I guess so. Well, technically, they went to bed at sunrise. So, what time would it be?
It's mid-afternoon. You're when you all wake up.
Oh boy, my sleep schedule's gonna be all sorts of screwy.
Oh,
Well, and she's gonna take out that comb that Sylvana gave her and quick run it through her hair because it probably looks a fright right now.
Yeah,
She didn't have time to put her curlers in before passing out. And head back downstairs.
Lily is making a little lunch with the maids, and she will scamper over to Paint
and be like, "Oh, this arrived while you all were asleep. There's some tickets to Sharn apparently for tonight."
Oh, tonight.
I didn't know I was down there. Oh, hi, Lily. Oh, well, thank you ever so much. I wonder who would send us tickets.
Well, I don't know. They said that they were prepaid for already on behalf of the governor.
That would be our next client. We
The
client?
governor.
Oh, who's our new client?
That's a
Did
good
I ha-
question.
When did you all talk to them?
Yes, what you were all asleep. I was right next to Paige.
Well, that's the thing about
Why are you all holding bags of cookies? You're going to spoil your lunch.
I don't want to hear that from you. You've been eating macaroons for breakfast for the past 20 years. Now, we
Yeah, and
got
that's why I'm not going to do it anymore.
Now, the three of us, myself and Sess and Paige, we all had the same dream, and we met this. I don't even know what she was. Some sort of being. And you know what? Actually, Sass, you seem to know more about this job than I do, so why don't you go ahead?
All right. Says much into the cookies. It's like, oh yeah, Kliff, eat one of. Paint. Nobody eat one of these. Is really good.
No, thank you.
Eat it. Oh wait, right. You hate these. Put some salt on it. Is it better now?
I think you just ruined that cookie.
It's salty sweet. You know. He eats the cookie like upset.
It's perfectly
Pouting.
meshing.
All right. So just pause for cookie. So this weird lady visited our dreams. Now we don't know her, but personally, me and Paige has heard of this guy. We know this person she came representing. It's a fella named LD. He's hold on a second. Is Magnolia all the retainers here too?
What? Sorry, what'd you say?
Magnolia and the retainers, are they here too? Like,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
mind if Lily hears. Juby, is your entourage, your extended family, are they cool? Are they down with it?
Down with
Like,
With-
how do I say that? If they saw someone smoking weed, would they be a narc?
Oh, no. No.
Oh, yeah,
probably
then yeah,
not.
LD's a massive fucking criminal.
Okay. Now that the truth is coming out.
You
Alright,
accepted a
let's-
job from this person?
I used to work for him, in fact. I mean, fighting in the
You-
ring only pays so much, but throwing a few rounds for gambling,
Were you-
roughing up some drug dealers that won't own up to him, disputing gang stuff.
Sess, were you
You
a
were a
criminal?
drug dealer?
Everybody is
wasn't a
looking
drug
shocked
dealer.
at Sess
I
right
was,
now.
I was a paid vigilante. Listen, it's fine. Listen, Paige knows about this, so it's all good.
Oh, so she knows about that.
You
Okay,
knew
okay,
about
she
all
knows
of this?
I did work for him, but she doesn't know the exact. Paige, don't worry about it.
What?
Listen, all I did was I roughed up some bad people. Like, I didn't do anything bad. I didn't kill anybody. I didn't hurt any innocent people. I just beat up criminals that didn't work with me. He's a good guy. He took care of my community. Paige, you ever have to, Mom. Listen, it wasn't just the community that was making sure the lower levels of Sharn were safer. The LD's a good guy, all right? He's like that. He's like, you've ever seen those plays where like the bad guy is like, I'm the lesser of two evils. That is him.
So you were paid by a criminal to beat up other criminals because those criminals did not pay the larger criminal.
As he
And that
put
is
it,
why you trust them?
as he put it, he funded me for vigilante justice. So we'll word it at that. That looks better in court if I ever get arrested, which I don't believe I will be, because can you really blame me for beating up a drug dealer who wouldn't stay away from kids?
This is a whole lot to take in right now.
I was a pit fighter. Like, you can't make a living off that.
Well, I mean,
what did we agree to do?
I'm
We-
I'm a little concerned about what the nature of our work is going to be now.
I don't even know what you guys accepted.
Cookies,
Listen.
I thought it was just cookies.
Listen, this powerful
Those cookies
magical
aren't listed
being-
for anything, are they?
Oh my god, is that why they were so good?
Says keeps eating them, clearly addicted. I don't know what you're talking about. Listen, I didn't harm anybody innocent. LD knew that. And if LD's in trouble, it's probably not going to get us into that kind of legal trouble, all right? It's probably something simpler. Like, maybe there's like a gang dispute. Maybe we're lucky and he's having us beat up some Silver Flame racists. I have been dying for work like that from him. I mean, I would never look forward to harming people. Never.
Okay, well, I can't
Listen,
Your
jump
voice
to
says one
any-
thing, but your excited face says another.
I can't jump to any conclusions right now. I said I would trust you, and I meant it. So I guess we'll just see what this job is, and we'll go from there.
oh wait, really quick, and then says wraps her arm around Paint. Paint, you're not like a Deorin anymore, right?
What?
You're not rich, right? This job pays. It's 1,000 gold for each of us, and some tickets to Sharn.
She said she'd renovate the house too.
That too. Exactly. Listen, I'm a
This
moral
all
person.
feels a bit too good to be true, and
Exactly. There's a catch. Sorry for
So,
interrupting.
when are we supposed to do this job?
I guess tonight. That's when the tickets are set for.
I think so. Mhm.
We'll be fine. If all we gotta do is help out LD, we can do so without, um, uh, contra, compra. Can we can do it without fucking up our beliefs, okay? Sorry, big
Well,
words.
you all helped me out of the abyss, so suppose the least I can do is help you however I can.
That's one vote for sus job. Rusty?
I wouldn't say for the sus job, but I'm willing to aid you on whatever you choose.
I'm counting that.
I mean, we already accepted it. We took the cookies, so
I promise you, no matter what happens, I ain't gonna let anything happen to you guys. And she does the thing like you've seen her do this to Paige where she rubs Paige's cheek. She does the same to you, Jubilee, as that is her form of affection, and does the same to Kliff, or does the same to nobody. Excuse me, I read it off the OBS. And she goes to do it to Sylvana, but halts for a moment to see if she reacts.
I was like, I'm going to come along regardless. I need to keep you all safe, apparently.
That's two for sus job, and she instead hugs Sylvana and lifts her up.
well, the job's in Sharn, right? So
How many tickets are there?
5.
I mean, if anything, looks like Sess, you and me are going out a little sooner than I thought.
Wait, what?
The witch lady planned it.
I feel like there's been a lot of conversations happening that the rest of us haven't been clued in on.
Don't worry, you pretty little head about it, Sylvana. It's just a thing I promised Jubilee we'd do if he ever ended up in Shan.
Okay. Oh, almost feels a little surreal going back, but I'll follow you
Oh.
anywhere, sister.
That's 4. Also, Paige, if we go back home, we
Hmm?
can make you special.
Oh, that
You know,
yeah.
it's been a while since we've had it, yeah? I can't find the good flour out here.
I'd like that.
Good. Alright, guys. Let's get the packing then. Says stretches, and then it's like, oh, I should probably go brush my teeth. She says, with a mouthful of
You all
chocolate
need to make sure you have a good lunch before you leave.
Yes, Lily.
Thank you, Lily.
And with that, we will end for tonight. I appreciate everybody for coming out tonight. I hope you had fun. It was an emotional roller coaster, I am sure.
Ooh.
I hope all of you playing had fun.
Yeah.
Went from
Always.
punching a kid ghost to criminal activities.
Ayo.
Succeed in every campaign.
The parties,
Pipeline.
yeah, pipeline into ne'er-do-wellism. But yeah, thank you everybody for coming out. If you want to check out all of these wonderful people, be sure to check out their different Twitch links there under !players. If you want to watch any of the previous episodes of the campaign, go to our YouTube channel. I also upload them onto my main channel. And if you want to go check out Yulia's karaoke stream this Friday, be sure to do that. I am not sure if I'm going to be streaming this Friday. We are going to be doing some stuff with our Wi-Fi in the house, so I will let you all know if we are able to play. Otherwise, I want you to all know you're amazing people. Thank you everybody for all the raids and subs. I really appreciate it. I love all the support. I love all of you, and I hope you all have a great night as we go find some cutie pie to raid. If you are a follower, please copy down the call to hugs. If you are a sub, please copy down the knight's message. And yeah, we are going to raid. You know, it's been a while since I've raided the Snark Exchange, so I'm going to raid them. They're playing the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV.
Let's go, baby.
Claimed.
So we're gonna go raid them. Be sure to give them lots of love. They're a group of wonderful flesh tubers. Good friends of mine, great people, great supporters of the channel. So be sure to send them lots of love. I hope you all have an amazing night and the sweetest of dreams. Bye!
Bye. We love you guys.
Bye-bye.
Love you.
Commit gay crime.